Hello and welcome to episode 35, I think. I've lost track. I haven't got many to keep track of, but I think I have. Of Solar Factory. It's been, I'm not sure how many hours, probably 10 to 15 or so since the end of the last episode. So to quick recap, we've basically got this entire first floor of the storage facility completed. So every single, there's 20 containers on this, no, there are 40 containers on this floor, 10, 5, 10, no, 20, no, 20, so my math is bad, on this floor, and all of them are now got something in them. I think the vast majority of them are now actually full, except for a couple, so radar control units, modular frames, fuse frames, heavy modular, they're all basically full except for those couple. A couple of, most of the three are full on that side. They're all full. They're all full. They're all full. That's a spare one now, which is kind of handy. I'm going to bring in time crystals from some over there. We've got all of our hanging signs. We've got inside the building power now, rather than bringing in from outside. So over the next couple of episodes, we'll probably start to clean up all these floating power poles and bring in power through these runs. We've added some lights into the first floor here. So if we bring up the Sky UI mod and make it Sky UI open. Make it like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. Each one, I'll just turn off my flashlight. Each one now has a perfectly placed circle over the top of it of light, which just works out really neat. So we've got that coming in from each one. You can see it's almost perfect circled there, 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 and there. So that's all kind of symmetrical in their own way. I've also done some changes to bring up the Sky UI mod and take it back to day to make this easier to see. So what we've done is we've changed these end pillars from being concrete pillars to being metal pillars. And as a result of that, we've also sort of clipped one into the other. So what I've done is effectively gone and got my pillar and done that, then gone behind it, set it to nudge mode, and then brought it in one, and then done that. So you end up with a sort of a double width one. What that's allowed me to do, because of that extra bit of depth there, is bring in a steel beam across the middle of what is the logistics level bit. So if we come back, you get this sort of arrangement, and obviously you've got the windows between them. So that's going to continue up the side here. So anywhere there's a logistics one, we're going to have this metal beam across. We're going to have this metal pillar go right up the side. So that's the first thing that I try and I'm going to finish that. I'm going to finish this entire side off just to see how it looks, and then we'll decide whether we want it, whether we keep it or not. I'm pretty sure I will, but we shall see. Then inside this level, we've got to figure what we're going to do for lighting inside here as well, because if we bring it back again tonight and make it that, you can see it looks cool with all the reflections, but you kind of can't see much. So whether we bring in, so what we've got options wise, got a few options. We've got the ceiling lights, which is what I was using down the bottom level. We've also got these wall mounted lights, which I don't have enough in case industrial beams. Luckily, we have access to a peach right there. So they can be mounted essentially probably like there at the lowest, I'd say. That would be the middle of the wall if we were there. Put one there, we could put one there, it'll clip through that, but that's probably okay. And then we can actually power them from there. Turn off that, you end up with that as setup, but then you're only sort of lighting one end of it. So do you then need to have ceiling lights in the middle? So let's sort of start. So it can't have many options, I don't think. There's no options around these. What we could also look at doing is we could put in, like we could put down the middle, we could go ceiling light. Let's just get on the ground here. We could do something like, yep, between them. Now we're at the basic of the middle. We could center them a bit more, but let's just see what this looks like. So we come into there. Thankfully you can daisy chain these together. And then you end up with that effect. It actually isn't too bad. You could move the first one. So if we got rid of that one and brought it in line, say to go start there, for example, rather than having these right next to each other, we could spread them out a fraction more than what I was doing. So we'll go 1, 2, let's go 3 between each one. So that 1, 2, need to nudge here. Oh, good. What's the orientation? That one. There we go. So that's actually a little bit more centered because you've now got this starting here. Actually, could even make this even a little bit more logical by starting it in line with this. So let's just bring that ceiling light back and we'll put it there. One, two, three again. One, two, three. That one less. Let's look at how that lines up. So now if we come over to here and just go along there, you can see they're lining up with the edge of that run. If we got rid of the end lights just to... and you can clearly now see what's in each of these. Take off my flashlight. I'm still not sure about this. And the alternative is you bring in... Alternatively, you align them above this. So if you were to do that, so if we were to do a similar thing, but we basically bring it in up on there, so we'd have one go there, same spacing, spacing to there. So we'd have to have this one go roughly to there, I think. Is it? Yeah. That aligning with that? That's better. And you've got that set up. And then if you lit the two of these again, that's what you'd have. You wouldn't, yeah, I mean, the options are you light the entire, you light the entire floor like that. So if we come outside, you can see that, you can clearly see what's in there now. You can clearly see the front of each container. You can clearly see the sign swinging from the top. We'll keep that for a little bit, see if I like it. You'd also be curious if we actually, if we did it that way, what would be in the middle. You probably have a gap in the middle. You probably need one right in the centre just to light this middle bit. But anyway, we shall play with that a bit later. So what we're going to do in this episode is finish this wall. Finish the entire side of this in terms of this design to see how it looks. I'm going to bring time crystals in from over here, in through this truck. It'll come up to here. It's going to be a simple one because it's going to go straight up. And then it will go in through. It'll come up. Which one will come up? It will come up. Oh, gone past. It'll come up that one. Around that way, and then go along there, and then go into its equivalent. I think it's the second one along. I did a bit of a Mercer hunt before, using a bit of a guide to find out where they all were, and picked up about 25 or so. The result of that, I have built a lot more dimensional uploaders, some of the more key materials and items. So we've now got beams, plastic, these aren't really needed, but concrete, iron plate, steel pipe, modular frame, rotor, iron rod, copper sheet, wire, alclad sheeting, reinforced plate, cable, silica and IR limiters, because you need, and quartz crystal, you need all that for the little signs. What I've also done under here is put little signs in front of each one of these, so I know what the hell's in each one, because I was losing track of that. What's also happened under here, I'm just going to bring up the Sky UI mod to make it a bit easier to see under here. Because even though it's completely covered, it makes it lighter. I'm not really sure how that works. I'm getting the odd thing where something will block up everything, and I think I just fixed it. You'd end up with everything just gumming up and nothing would move. And I think I discovered that down this path here I hadn't set up one of the overflows and for, I think it was that one or this one. So he was sort of stopping everything from moving around. So I think now they've done that little tweak, it's all running well so far. So yeah, so what we've also done is we were getting a lot of materials coming through this one. It was actually almost 1200 items per minute we've been trucked in. So we've reduced the concrete down by, it was on a Mark 3 belt to a Mark 2 belt now, so it's 120 a minute basically of concrete, which is way more than enough because I've got a full container up above, and I've also got 1500 sitting in here, so I've got more than enough. I've also tweaked the each of these programmable splitters for each container, so now rather than just doing what I was doing is left was going to the left was going to the container, and then overflow was to the right, which would then overflow and go into the dimensional upload ultimately, like it is in this one, and the overflow would then go through there. So what I've now done is tweaked it so that it's rotated to the left, rotor to the right, and anything else goes straight through. I'll just get rid of that undefined one. And what that means is it splits 50-50 between the container and the dimensional uploader if there's one's attached. And then if the dimensional uploader gets full, it then flicks off solely to the container. And when they're both full, it then overflows. Then overflow via this one. Overflow will then go into the sink. So it seems to be a lot better balance now between what I had available in the container and what I've now got in dimensional uploaders. What was the other tweak I've made? Oh yes, the other thing I've also done is I've put power up through most of each of the levels now. So we've got power through to here. We've got one container here with control rods. That's the first material on the second level. So we'll expand on that as well going forward. But if we go to the level with that, we've now got dimensional portals, 8 in total. We've got them all powered at the bottom. They are all getting that path there is how they get there. So again, what a slight tweak with that one because it's a slightly unique situation. This is the very last one is these. So left and right splitting evenly. This one doesn't go into a sink, it just goes into here and up into there. And then this goes up all the way through here, up to here, comes into here, splits, goes that way, splits, and then goes into a smaller container, which I think will be able to hold around 2400, no, maybe 1200, and then I feed into that. I might just for curiosity's sake put a outer on here. I'm curious how many are coming in there, because the other tweak I made was I also, in that Mercer Sphere run that I did, I found another dozen or so sumo sloops or sumo sloops. So as a result of that, I have doubled the output of this machine, which is making the singularity cells. It's now making 20 a minute. That might have been what I was doing before, can't remember now. That might have been already existing. Because it needs 5 a minute for something. Can't remember what it was now. It might be the expansion server. I can't remember. Anyway, it's using something else, which is why it comes down here and does this split, which actually is not needed anymore because that's into that container. It goes down, back down. I can't remember what it does now. But what I've now got is at the very beginning of this whole thing, which I think is there, I think. Yes. That's a spark splitter that brings any overflow back this way. And this is going into the, if you can actually get there, goes into here. See, we've got 35 in there already. So that's what that's doing. I've also, using Summer Sloops, doubled the output of time crystals. Because they were actually under spec already before I did that. So that's now in place. And again, once they start to back up through to the line in here, which we'll find out very shortly, is this one here. This is now making 15 a minute each, that's 30. We bring up this little guy. You can see it's putting out 30, but it needs 22 and a half. So at some point that will start to back up, start to overflow and saturate the belt. It's going to take a while, but it will eventually. And then once we've got that, There's the time crystals through there. How far has it got to go? Time crystals on the inside, I think. Yep, there they are. Just catch up to this one. Oh, there they are. So they're just to here. So they're using 22.5 a minute, but producing 30. So they've got an excess of 7.5 a minute. So it'll just take a while for it to complete it back up. And when it does, we will put in a thought I had some of that power biofuel in the uploader. When it does, we will capture it. We'll do a overflow straight out of here. We'll have that overflow into this guy here. Bring the time crystals in from here, and we'll put them in that spare one that is on that left-hand hook on that first level. So, just to review, we're going to build the rest of that wall on that far side. We're going to play with some more lighting inside that second level. We are going to bring time crystals in. That's not far away. I'm backing up. And then that might wrap us up for episode 35. We'll see how we go after that. So, I'll come back once I've finished this side. Finish this entire side here. And we'll have a look at how it looks. Alright, just got one more to do, and I'll just quickly show you exactly how I've actually managed to do this across here, because if we just grab the metal, so I'm using the metal beam here, you can't do what I'm doing just by placing it on here and mouse rolling or anything. You just can't get it to come out of that angle. So what you've got to do, what I've done to do that, is you get rid of those four, bring up the metal pillar, put it there and make a double height one, and then with the metal beam position it just at the front of that and then go that way with it till it's gone 1, 2. You can see it's sticking out. You go back one, get rid of that. Didn't mean to get rid of that as well. Back again, bring in the metal beam, just come to the edge of it, do that, build that, get rid of that, get the middle beam again. And this can be a little bit tricky sometimes, because sometimes when they go for really funny angles. Oh, that one's made it okay. We keep on making it across here. And basically repeat the process at this end. So you end up going one through and then back one. And then just put the walls back in. And then you've got it. Let's just go back even further, I think, to get this whole building in place. So there's the whole side done. I do like the look of that. It just breaks up each level. I think it looks really good. It's a bit of depth as well, because of the little extra the beam across the top and the extra width beam out the pillar at the front as well. Gives it a bit of extra depth as well. So you can see back here, it's got a bit of depth from there. Just not a flat surface, which I think looks neat. My little issue I've got at the top now is I thought I would put a barrier across the top here to protect you from, falling off the edge. Not that it really matters for me, because I can just basically hover to safety. But it doesn't look particularly neat, and that's obviously because the way this angle is, it's not going to work. So I've got to figure out a way to hide that, and I'm not really sure what that's going to be. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes experimenting with what we can do here. I've tried, normally can't really see it, but down, I'm just going to photo mode and see if this works. You see down there where I've got that join, it's really detailed here. That there, between those two corners there, that is known, it's not a chainsaw, That is one of, I'm pretty sure it's these. But it gets a little bit fussy. It's not wanting. Also, I can't nudge it. Oh, I can nudge it. Okay, what have we got? I'm just trying to hide that ugly corner, effectively. So we come around here and put the chainsaw away. It's also now going into it, and I'm not really sure why it's doing that. So if we do... get one on top. That would hide it, but now I can't get one on top for some reason. Unless I've got to... But also it's now below that. Nah, I don't like that either. Could we put a beam across the front? Let's just let's just do this. Ooh. Them back in a moment. Okay. We get our beam back again. This could be a bit tricky. We'll have to see how we can. Oh, you can't be nudged for some weird reason. Oh, I might have to go all the way down to the bottom. Like a nudge there. Go figure. This is a bit tricky as well to get the back one because it wants to default to the one on the front. Just got to an angle. There we go. I'll just go one less, so that's the only one there. That might be the way to make that a bit easier. Now we've got it there and there. So can I put a beam, a concrete pillar, because I know you can put them sideways. How do I make this go that way and kind of lie flat? I'll get rid of that. And nudge it that one. Okay, so we put that there, which we'll eventually remove. Grab our pillar again. Can we? Oh, there we go. Ah, I can't nudge it. Damn you. How do I get it to be where I want it to be in the bottom part of that? We go across. Can I now put one inside that somehow? Can I hook it under? Oh, this can be quite frustrating when it doesn't quite want to let you do what you want to do. might work if I just get it to sit on top of that. I wonder... Oh, frustratingly close. Let's get rid of that for a second and just... I think it would hide that corner if I could just get it to work. There's the high barriers, that would go to there. That beam, if it was sitting down one on top of that and going across, just to get this other corner in play. I think would hide it pretty well. But I cannot get it to do what I want to do. I can't even get it to sit underneath it. I'll have to keep experimenting with that. I'd like to think I can get that to work. But we should... Oh, actually, I wonder if the beam would do it. What I was using before, would that be a better option? That might... go across like that. Can we then go on top of it? So once we've got what we want, we can just dismantle what we don't need. And if I put the pillar back on there, and bring the steel beam back, can now go across there. Across there. Is that hiding it? Ooh, it might. Actually, what we want to do is put that there, put one... Oh, come on. Get rid of that. It's not really going to hide it, it's also not flush with it. That's a bit irritating. Nah, that's not going to work either. Alright, I'm going to have to keep playing with that at some point. I'll do that and come up with hopefully come up with a solution that I'm happy with. But right, next thing, time crystals. They should be backed up by now. I'll be back in a moment. And there we have 811 time crystals in that extra container, or that spare container we had. I've also set up underneath in the dimensional uploader for it as well, so we've actually got over just 600, and that's the maximum we can have because we only have 3 stacks, and it stacks to 200, I think, if I recall. Yep. So that's what we can only have. I've also in here done the lights, so we can just sit down here. You can see we've got the lights down this, all down there. I think it looks okay. I think it lights it up pretty well. I've also put some access points because sort of dawned on me that I didn't have a way to get in here other than flying in through the various holes that I'd left in them like that. So what we've now got on every single walk roadway into it on the side the truck doesn't go, we've got this entry point. So it's one of the stairs under the architecture category, and it's one of these catwalk stairs. So it's 8 of them going pretty much at a pretty steep hill, up a steep incline, and then into here, and then you can get into each one. So there's one on every entry. So there's one there, and one there. And then one that's on that side of the structure, and on this side of the structure, you can actually go up. No, sorry, my bad. It's on that side, that's where it starts. So it starts on this side. On this side we can now go... No. Wrong door. This door. Can go up. I don't know what's going on with my hands there. There we go. And then you go this one, and then we can go straight across. We've just got electromagnetic control rods in that one so far. We go along here, up another level, and now we're onto the 3rd level of storage. We've got nothing in it. Go across here, go through here, up another level. And here's the final level of storage, if we ever need it. And then we are into the final one, where we can now get onto our portal floor. And this is where it'll also have our MAM and our workbench and the crafting bench or whatever they are. What are they called? So we're going to have the craft bench and the equipment workshop in here. We'll put the awesome shop in here somewhere, and the MAM. And obviously the hub, the space elevator's on top. I don't have a way to get to the space elevator yet, because I'm not too sure exactly how I'm going to do that. So yeah, at this point we'll just fly up to it. So yeah, not 100% sure I like what I've done there, but I don't really have many options other than just putting a door on there and just fly up using this. Got right over the tractor. And what else is there to show you? That's about it really. I think I've got the lights under here. Just actually what I'll do is I'll quickly just land, and we'll bring up the Sky UI mod. And we'll just make it midnight. Here we go. It looks pretty decent under here. Lights up. You've got very little behind there. Each of that's lit up. So I think it works. And if we go out this door here and fly over here and turn around, I think it looks pretty neat through there as well. I like the way they've got the spotlight kind of effect on the truck stops down there, and I think that's lit up so you can easily see on the back what each one of them is as well. So I'm happy with the lighting, so we'll repeat that up through the rest of the structure. Go back to there, make it easier. I've not yet figured out what I'm going to do when it comes to this little issue that we had up here. I've not come back to this yet. I will come back to it at some point. Do that. I might just, while I'm here, I might just finish off this railing. It's not going to snap properly. It's bugger. Nudge. No, nudge is not working. Yeah, it's utterly confused by what I'm trying to do, actually, which is intriguing. I might just do See if we can put it. That's a bit annoying. There's a gap there. Alright. A gap over there too? Yeah, there was. There was a gap over there. Yep. Gap through there. Alright, so I didn't get a gap there for some reason. Oh, okay. Something's not quite running with the snapping stuff. But anyway. Alright. So that'll do for episode 35. I think my plan at the moment is to wrap this whole build up by episode 40. So that would mean basically, maybe if not before, because what I'm thinking of doing is starting essentially a season 2 in a little while, and I'll actually start the whole thing from scratch. So we'll see when that all starts. But that's kind of what I'm doing in thinking ahead, because I'm basically done. I've got enough things to feed the phase 5. I've built my storage tower. I've got more to put through to it, so I'll end up doing that from all these towers, extra towers over here in all these directions, and that'll start filling in the second level. I don't know if I'm going to have more than anything to fill in that. We'll then get rid of what's over here, all under through there. I set up this elaborate setup to empty out the packaged fuel I had. So that fed along there. It took an hour to get rid of all that. Now this is all the extra stuff I had from the Christmas stuff, so that's all gone as well. So this whole setup will go. In fact, I'll do that between episodes. So yeah, we'll end up feeding in through the rest of everything from get rid of all this. This will then flesh out into being just part of this structure. I'm not too sure what to do with that yet, where to put that, because in theory it has to have access to the sky, so I might just put it on top where the elevator is, but I'm not really ever going to need it again, so it doesn't really ultimately matter. But yeah, that'll do that over the next few episodes, and I think in episode 40 we will just feed the space elevator with the final components, which I've got enough of, and then we'll see how this game kind of quote unquote ends. I think we've got a problem. We do. I think we're running out of need to get into the underground bit. Somewhere to get into this end? I think I do. Just have to make one. Yes, yep. I have a feeling. Okay, that's very close to that. Yeah, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do this. I'm going to put a smart splitter there, where it should be. And then we will do... that should have been a Mark II. And we'll do that as that. So the singularity cells there, overflow that way. One. And just put that back on there, and I hope that does that line up with that, sort of. Is that straight? No. So what we might do, make this look a little bit cleaner. We'll just flip that round that way because it doesn't really matter, and we'll do that and make it straight. Which makes it automatically do that, which looks a lot better. And we'll just go and change it to 6. Actually, no, we won't. Don't need to worry about that. Right, so that's all covered now. Right, I'm just going to escape out here. So that should now mean we're having issues with the singularity cells. Because we've got 973 ballistic drives and we need 200. We've got 2400 AI expansions, we need 256. So we're well and truly covered in that one. And the biochemistry sculpture is around this side. Is that one there, and that's 2400. So as I said, we've got everything we need for phase 5. So in the last episode, I'll try and time for episode 40. We will feed those into the elevator and see how this game kind of ends. I'll then take probably a break and come back and kind of restart it because I really do like playing this game. And it's been so I've been in early access since about update 3 is when I think I got back into it, which I think was March of 98 or 99. 99 maybe. So I've been playing it a long time, so it's actually been a long time since I've actually had to start from nothing. So I'm kind of intrigued with now we've got 1.0 and it's all effectively out, what that would look like and what that would be like doing. So I'm tempted to do that, but we'll take probably a break between those, but that's the plan. Anyway, until episode 36, hopefully in a week or so. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, bye.